Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Stroud Explorer. So the Stroud Explorer is the next ship in my Explorer line of ships. These are designed as mid-game, all-purpose vessels that can do basically whatever you need. The in-game lore for these ships would be they are designed for you to go out and explore distant worlds and discover whether or not they've got anything good there, like oil. Wait, hang on a second here. Um, anyways, so like all of my Explorer class ships, this is designed for mid-game exploration. So they are limited to Starship Design rank 2 or less, and you should get everything that you need to be able to build this ship, some between levels 20 and 40. Um, Additionally, they need to have an armory, a science lab, an infirmary, a cargo hold, and crew space for 4 to 8 crew members. Now, this particular ship is a Class C vessel, though I'm using Class B engines. And overall, it's just, a somewhat standard Stroud blimp shape. And kind of finish doing that exterior view here. And then we will dock with the shipyards and see how this ship is put together. Now, unlike most of my ships, this ship does not require the ship flip glitch. Uh, there's not anywhere that I'm making use of that. If you wanted to, you could probably, hide a bit more fuel under one of these, like the cowling or whatever. But you can see right over there on the left-hand side, looking at it from the front of the bridge, I already have some fuel exposed, so it's not really needed. Let's come on around here to the shipyards, dock, do the interior tour, and then we will see how the ship is built. And then after that, we will run on out to Serpentis and see how it holds up in combat. Alright, so you can see right at the start we have the Kon-Tiki bridge on this ship. This is one of my favorite bridges in the game, and I just like being able to sit at the top of my ship and kind of look over it. Coming down, you can see we've got a ladder going down 2 levels. We're going to start by going down just one. Are we? Okay, there we go, just one level, we did it. Alright, so on this side, we have one of the all-in-one berths. Got 4 beds, a galley, and a bathroom. Coming on over to the other side of the ship, we have our second all-in-one berth. Again, 4 beds, a galley, and a bathroom. Note you could very easily make one of these into the captain's quarters. However, I always think that the Stroud captain's quarters looks really uncomfortable. Coming forward, we do have a control station. This is going to give us more crew capacity for our ship. And then forward of that, we have the Stroud Science Lab. So we've got our pharmaceutical lab and our research station, and this is just where you do whatever science you need while you're on your journey. From a more practical point of view, it could make sense to turn that into a workshop instead for in-game playability reasons. Coming down here, we enter into the Stroud Armory. And you can see on this side, we have the landing bay access, whereas on this side, we have the docking access. So this is the central access point for the entire ship. Through this door, we come into the cargo hold hab for storing whatever it is that you happen to run into while you're on your journey. And then forward of that, we have the infirmary, which again has the research lab and the pharmaceutical lab. That's why I said you can swap one of either this or the science hab out for a workshop for more just playability purposes. But that is the entire interior of the ship. So let's come on in here, find Havisham.
I'm proud to be part of the Stroud Explorer team.
Nice to see you again. Of course.
Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get my colors in my palette. And you can see I kind of went for a grayish black plus gold. And then I'm going to delete the ship. Alright, so as usual, start with the landing bay. You can put on whichever side you want. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the armory. Then I'm going to take a brief detour back on over here to grab the docker. And then right up here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the 2x3 cargo hull. Forward of that, I'm going to go ahead and grab the science hab. Actually, sorry, this was the infirmary from the tour. Then, directly above where the connecting points in the armory are, I'm going to go ahead and grab a companionway. Forward of that, I'm going to go ahead and grab the control station. And then I will go ahead and grab the science hab. Then, off the sides of this, I am going to go ahead and grab the all-in-one A and then the all-in-one B and pull that back. I did look this up prior to doing this video. The A on this side means that the galley is over here on the outside and the bathroom is on the inside. And similarly for the B, here's the galley and here is the bathroom. Finally, right up top here, I'm going to come on over to my cockpits and grab the Kontiki bridge. Sadly, the wider bridges require Starship Design rank 3 or 4, so B400 is the best we get. Alrighty then. Now that we got all this, let's go ahead and come on over to the landing gear, which your choice is the AccuLander 11 or the AccuLander 11. I hope you like the AccuLander 11. So we are putting 4 of these on, the front of the cargo holds, and then on the back of the lander and docker. Finally, we're going to put one more right here. I would love for this one to instead be just like a angled, um, what's it called? Like the aft cap, but this does not flip. So yeah, we don't get to do that. Next up, let's come on over here to the structural, since I'm already over here, and I'm going to start putting the Stroud caps on. I have 4 on the front and 4 on the back. And sorry, this is going to be like this. And I can't put the other ones on yet because I am going to need some other structural pieces first. Alright, so right here I need to grab my Stroud cowling. And then copy my Stroud cowling. And flip it around. And since I've got my Stroud cowlings anyways, put that on top of the front landing gear. And now I can go ahead and just grab the rear variation of that. Alright. Then I am not quite done with structural pieces yet. Right up here, I'm going to grab the Stroud braking engines. And then back here, I'm going to toss on the Stroud aft cap. And as you can see, that is all of my structural pieces. So now let's come on over here to my reactors. Now, for this ship, I'm using the Fuser DC-402 reactor. At this point, I'm going to go ahead, copy the ship a couple times to also demonstrate what I would do without Starship Design and also Class A. So, DC-402, for without Starship Design, that's going to be the DC-401. And for the poor Class A ship, let's just go with, we'll do the 134 mm, though if you've got Starship Design, I would do the Spheromac DC-201 instead. Not going to significantly change how the ship is designed, whether you've got Starship Design or not, for the reactor, so I'll just do the lowest grade one I can. Next, we go ahead and look at my grav drives. So for this ship, I use the Aurora 12G, which is providing us a 30 grav jump thrust. And that is, nope, not there. Going to just sit right up here on whichever side you want. I think I originally had it on this side. And then for this one, I'm going to do the Aurora 11G. And over here, I'll just grab the R3000. Now, for fuel. This is going to be the first point that we've got some differences. The 500T HE3 tank fits right here. However, it requires Starship Design Rank 2. So without Starship Design, what do I use instead? Well, I could, toss in this M220 Ulysses HE3 tank, but that's only 70 fuel, which feels a little insufficient. Here I can go ahead and grab this 500T, but that's not filling out that space. So what I would probably do here is I would probably just go ahead and hide it under a Stroud cowling. And then possibly come on over here and grab another one to hide under the Stroud cowling. And somehow these two pieces didn't get copied over. So let's not miss that. There we go. And then by doing this in this spot here, I will just add the structural Stroud mid bracer. All right. Now for this ship, I am going to add some cargo here, if I eventually find it, in the form of the Galleon S202 cargo hold. This is 950 cargo, which is plenty. And I'm putting two of them on. Without Starship Design, though, I'm just going to come on down and grab y'all's favorite Stormax 50s, which is only 320 cargo. A noticeable downgrade. Next, for let me go ahead and just grab this Stroud mid bracer and toss that up there. Shields. On this ship, I'm going to go ahead and use the Assurance SG-2000. Could use this, or you could use the Fortress A2, though this one is going to be more. Or, of course, if you're part of the Vanguard, use the Vanguard Bulwark. Without Starship design, though, we've got the SG-1000, the A1, or let's see here, the 101D. So, of those, looks like the SG-1000 is the most shield. And then finally over here, I will continue my habit of hiding things and just toss in the deflector SG-30 right there. All right, so this is primarily leaving the engines left. And for this ship, I am using the Class B SA-5330 engines. Note the 5440s require Starship Design Rank 3. So, and then I am just sliding 3 of these. Ooh. And like so. Now, without Starship Design, it's basically the same thing, just the 5110s. Nice, easy. However, Class A, we run into an issue. So, if you have Starship Design, use the SA 4110s, or even like the White Dwarf 3000 3010s. Without Starship Design, though, we're stuck with the Ammon 3s. So let's go ahead and see what 3 of these do, and we might go ahead and grab a 4th and just kind of stick it down the back right here if we think it's insufficient. Alright, so that's the ship. Let's go ahead and delete things. We are still missing the weapons, but we can demonstrate that after all of the rest. So deleting that. Alright. So you can see right now we are at 83 mobility, 975 shield. We are going to get more crew and hull once we go ahead and add our weapons, as well as reduce our mobility a little bit. But we're still looking at 80-ish mobility, which is plenty fine. 2240 cargo is also a good spot to be. And you can see with 30 light year jump range, let's go ahead and see if we could use a lower grav drive. 27 grav jump thrust, yeah, that works. So we could just toss in that R4000, or indeed the Aurora 11G. However, we do have too much mass for the R3000. So bringing those other 2 ships back. Let's put that on properly. Let's go ahead and delete the Class A and the Starship Design variant. So you can see with this, we have 100 mobility. Less shield, hull, cargo. The big thing here is cargo. We've got less than half the cargo. Make up for this with the massively increased mobility, but we might also want to go ahead and consider adding some additional cargo to this ship. But again, we're limited to no Starship Design, so it'd probably be like tossing some of these on the back. And say we still have 89 mobility and 97 light year jump range, but we can get up to 1580 cargo, which seems reasonable. let's go ahead. Undo, undo. Bring these back. Alright, so Class A variant. 40 mobility. Alright, well, if we add that one more ammunition, 56 mobility. Not happy. So, the design can kind of work. We can go ahead and get some more mobility by, say, deleting some cargo, but it's still not going to be a particularly happy ship without Starship design and being stuck at Class A. Now, if we add Starship design into the mix, we can get rid of these Ammon 3 engines and instead grab those SA 4110s. And 3 of those bumps us up to 91 mobility, which is much, much nicer. And then, of course, we will be swapping the reactor out, because you've got Starship Design, from this 20 power to 28 power, which is a pretty noticeable improvement. And then also upgrade the shield. So, for this ship, you can get away with a Class A ship, I think, and still be perfectly reasonable. But I do think you need to go ahead and get that bare minimum Starship Design rank 1, preferably rank 2. Alright, so now you've seen the variations here. So let's go ahead and go with the Class C variation. And I'm going to toss my weapons on. And I decided not to think too hard about this. I've got 34 grip power. Bump that up to 39 with, what's it called? Anitronic fusion. And I can just go ahead and stick a bunch of Class C particle beams on top. Are they the best? I don't know. But they're there. And notably here, 39 equip power, 34 reactor power, and anitronic fusion means that I am fully powering absolutely everything on this ship. So, let's go ahead and repaint it. And take it out for a spin. Alright. Now let's drop some engine power and hop on out to Serpentis. And I am playing on extreme difficulty for ship combat at the moment. And we can see with the standard kiting maneuver, works very nicely. Solid argument for going ahead and using, say, the Class B cannons, just because they fire faster and that's more fun. But again, not using auto weapons because I can just kite and hit the button. Come on. There we go. Just pick up our loot, and then we will go ahead and head on over to another planet and see if this ship can brawl. Alright, some hostile activity over here. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of range. Let our shields recharge. Hey, fine, we won't let our shields recharge. We'll just blast this guy. Alright. And now here, let's go ahead and let our shields recharge and then dive on in. Alright, shields are back to full. There we go. So, as we can see from that one, it doesn't quite have the power to go ahead and just dive on in and start brawling. You will still need to go ahead and try and engage them one by one, kite a little bit. Um, but the ship can take a few hits, so you aren't, kite or die like some of the Class A ships that I've shown have been. All that being said, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one.